Hello, Cryptonauts, and welcome back to another episode of Cryptocurrency Chat. This is episode 540 for the August 9th, 2023 edition. Welcome. Alright, so before we get started, let's go ahead and pull this up real quick. Cointree. Switch on over to the Cointree. How about we do this? There we go. Bing, bang, boom. All right, Cointree. This is our Cointree. If you guys want to help support the channel, of course, likes are amazing. If you hit the subscribe button, even better. I like to keep an eye on that. That really makes me happy to see people subscribe. The numbers are slowly going up. But the goal is to hit, 1,000 subscribers, by the end of the year. So hopefully you guys can help us out. Hit that subscribe button and help us reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. All right, and 100 subscribers on Twitch, I believe it is. Yes. Okay. So with that said, if you guys want to help via crypto, you can donate with these coins here: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Tron, Monero, and a bunch of other coins. If you guys want to follow us, we are on Nostr. If you guys want to earn some Satoshis for listening to the podcast, fountain.fm is probably the best way to do that. You can listen to the podcast passively and earn Satoshis on the side. That is awesome. And then if you guys are more generous than that, then you can use the fountain that you earn, the fountain Satoshis, and just donate a couple our way with the Bitcoin Lightning Network. That is awesome. All right, if you guys want to watch the video, there's YouTube, obviously, and Odyssey, which I highly recommend. We're trying to grow our Odyssey channel. That is the decentralized Web3 version of video sharing, just like YouTube, but on blockchain. All right, and there's a bunch of other channels you guys can follow. So we distribute the content across many platforms, so you pretty much find the podcast anywhere. All right, follow us on Twitter, Twitch. I am live streaming on Twitch. And if you guys want to hang out on Discord, there's a link there to the Discord. And that's pretty much it. So with that said, we got a bunch of news going on for this week. So that's pretty awesome. Let's jump into the first news, which is PayPal Pyusd Stablecoin could breed competition and force regulators to act. All right. PayPal's foray into the stablecoin space with the launch of PayPal USD on Monday garnered mixed reactions among cryptocurrency enthusiasts. Some herald the news as an industry-shaping event, while others described it as entirely tepid. Regardless, PayPal's decision to enter the $125 billion stablecoin market made waves. With Paxos Trust as the issuer of its PyUSD token, the move represented another incubant force in traditional finance moving forward with plans to use crypto technology at scale. As PayPal embraces cryptocurrency, consider optimizing your finance with Playbook for time-sensitive tax advantage opportunities. All right. That was actually an advertisement. I just read an advertisement. All right. With 431 million PayPal users across the globe, the impact of PayPal stablecoin launch could rival BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF bid. 3IQ head of research Market Connors told Decrypt. He compared PayPal's influence among vendors to the weight of pro-Bitcoin comments made by BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, who leads one of the world's largest asset managers. Quote, "It's as big of news as Larry Fink validating Bitcoin, if not bigger, because a payment system has an immediate impact," he said. "They're doing it because they want to be involved in the next evolutionary step of finance." Which is awesome. That is so great. Let's go on to the bottom. See what's down here at the bottom. All right. The crypto crisis kicked lawmakers into action, albeit slowly. And as a recent advanced bill on stablecoin regulations works its way through Capitol Hill, Patrick McHenry, Republican of North Carolina, chairman of the House Financial Services Committee, signaled it's time to finish the job. Quote, "It's more important than ever that Congress enacts legislation to provide comprehensive digital assets regulations, especially for stablecoins," he said in a written statement. "We are currently at a crossroads to keep America at the forefront of digital asset innovation." However, a contingent of commemorators of crypto Twitter was less than enthusiastic about PayPal's announcement. Crypto analyst Adam Cochran said PayPal's move is lacking on Twitter because PyUSD is supposedly confined to to PayPal services and Venmo. It's kind of a nothing burger and mostly centralized rails, he said, adding it was disappointing. Yes, ding, ding, ding. Pretty much. Uh, that's PayPal. I mean, what do you expect? I guess the only thing that's, okay about this, and that's kind of like a maybe. And I gotta obviously wait for more information to come out about Pyusd. Is that the transactions will be publicly visible because they are blockchain transactions, albeit centralized. The coins are obviously held by PayPal and the chain held by them. Actually, it's on Ethereum. They made their own Pyusd coin on there, which is kind of dumb. But they could have used other chains. I don't know why they did with Ethereum. It is what it is. That's what they decided to do, and that's where we're at. All right, here we go. Let's see. What does it say? Yeah, it's not an unfounded concern. Both Circle and Tether centralized stablecoins issuers have the ability and have shown a willingness to freeze accounts and void tokens when pressured by the government entities. Yes, and I'm pretty sure that's the reason why they did that. They have full control whether the coins get distributed to certain people, if they're able to move those coins, if they can freeze those coins, withdraw those coins, or redact those coins. Yeah, that's pretty much, if you're going to stay in regulation, if you're going to create a stablecoin and want to be regulated by the U.S. government, without having, worrying about Gary Gensler on your back, you pretty much have to show that you can control the movement of these coins, because when there's some illicit activities or criminal activities happening on with these coins, the government's going to step in and want to freeze these assets or use them in litigation, etc., etc. So, yeah, that's what they want. That's what we got. I still say hodl Bitcoin. And yeah, let's move on to the next news, which is Coinbase Ethereum L2 launches mainnet with $142 million already on its network. Wow. Coinbase has launched the mainnet for Base, its Ethereum Layer 2 network, as part of its bid to spur the development of millions of new decentralized apps. After months in development, Coinbase is launching its Base through a month-long launch event called On-Chain Summer. Since it was announced last week, the enthusiasm around Base has been strong, with just over $142 million in total value locked in the ecosystem, an almost 52% increase in total value locked from the week leading up to the launch, according to Dune Analytics. I think it's incredibly exciting that there's been so much energy and appetite for folks to come and use Base, even before we publicly launched, said Jesse Pollack, Coinbase Senior Director of Engineering, in an interview with Decrypt. Pollack characterized Base's launch as part of a more ambitious plan of bringing millions of more users on-chain, and doing that means showcasing more of what can be done with the technology than just focusing around cryptocurrency. Part of this effort is being demonstrated with the more than 100 decentralized apps that will be available with Base's launch, a portion of which were created by developers who received early access to the blockchain last month. Unlike other Layer 2 networks like Arbitrum and Optimism, Pollack insisted that Coinbase has no plans to introduce any native tokens to Base. He said tokens distort what is being done on the network, something Coinbase would rather avoid in favor of focusing on incubating developers. We want folks to see Base as kind of an opportunity for growth and expansion, explained Pollack, but we also think it's really important that we incubate and curate a Base native community where folks who are really building Base first and creating for this new kind of world. By not issuing a token, Coinbase may also be avoiding a regulatory minefield at the time when it's already facing serious legal pressure. On June 6, Coinbase was sued by the Securities and Exchange Commission for allegedly operating an unlicensed securities exchange. The agency also accused Coinbase of dealing with unregistered securities, among which it is said were popular tokens like Solana, Polygon, and Cardano. Yeah. So there we go. Congratulations. Base is available. I haven't used it. Maybe I'll use it to try it out. Maybe. Next news. All right, this one says top crypto executives confident SEC will approve spot Bitcoin ETFs. All right. So today's Wednesday. I've been pretty much hearing this all over crypto Twitter and all over YouTube. There's going to be a spot Bitcoin ETF coming within the next 4 to 6 months. And it's not just going to be one. It's going to be a batch of companies that are going to get approved all at once. At least that was the consensus, what everyone has been saying so far. Let's see what this article says by Andrew Thorobalis. All eyes on the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, as it molds a number of applications for spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund ETF. And 2 leading names in crypto are now publicly predicting that the agency will eventually give them a green light. Mike Novogratz, CEO of crypto investment manager Galaxy Digital, claimed this week that such a financial product will launch within the next 4 to 6 months, citing inside sources. Both of our contacts from the Invesco side and from the BlackRock side gets you to think that this is a question of when, if not. This is not a question of when, not if, he said during an earnings call on Tuesday, according to Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balchunas. Galaxy teamed up with Invesco in reapplying for a spot ETF in June, making it one of the many firms to take another swing at applying shortly after BlackRock tried its hand. There are now 9 active Bitcoin spot ETF applications awaiting approval by the SEC. Many investors suspect that a spot Bitcoin ETF approval will trigger an influx of institutional capital into Bitcoin, which could send the asset's price soaring. As such, applicants are racing to have the first approval, hoping to capture most of the market shares out of the gate. We're going to a fight like cats and dogs to win market shares. Their once share their once gets wet. Hold on. Let's do it again. We're going to fight like cats and dogs to win market shares there once it gets approved. Added Novogratz. It's a big deal. When the SEC first approved the ProShares Bitcoin Futures ETF in October 2021, the fund saw opening day inflows that dwarfed those of competitors that launched in the following days. However, since the last waves of spot ETF applications is made up of funds with nearly identical structures, some suspect the SEC won't play favorites this time. I think the SEC, if it's going to approve a Bitcoin ETF, will approve more than one at once, said Cathie Wood, CEO of ARK Investment Management, to Bloomberg on Monday. Woods owns ARK21 Shares ETF, is technically first in line for potential approval on August 13th, which is in a couple of days. That's literally like 4 days. Wow. That's actually August 14th. Let me see here. That is on Monday. Oh, interesting. Though most analysts expect the SEC to postpone this approval date. Grayscale, another fund that currently suing the SEC to get its own application approved, argued last month that the agency is required to approve multiple ETFs at once so as to not pick winners and losers. Yes, exactly. All right, here we go. Next news. Binance secures crypto exchange license in El Salvador. Yes. All right, congrats, Binance. Congrats. Today, El Salvador's central bank and crypto regulator granted Binance a Bitcoin Service Provider License, a BSP, and Digital Asset Service Provider License, DASP. The new licenses now let the exchange offer custodial services, process crypto payments, provide digital wallets, and operate a digital asset exchange platform in the country. Daniel Acosta, the firm's general manager for Colombia, Central America, and the Caribbean, said that the licenses allow Binance to expand the product and services offered, including options tailored to the needs of our customers in El Salvador. El Salvador has adopted a pro-crypto stance, having declared Bitcoin legal tender since September 2021. Let's skip on down. Binance is the first crypto exchange approved by the NCDA to operate an exchange within the country. In April 2023, El Salvador regulators approved Bitfinex securities applications for trading tokenized equities and yield-bearing assets like government bonds. The positive regulator news in El Salvador comes on the back of various regulatory setbacks for Binance in the U.S. and Europe. In the U.S., the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has charged Binance and its CEO, Changpeng Zhao, CZ, with breaking security rules and allegedly using unethical trading practices to enrich themselves by billions of dollars while placing investor assets at significant risk. In Europe, the exchange has also faced regulatory challenges. The Dutch central bank fined Binance $3.6 million for operating illegal in the Netherlands, Germany, Austria, and the Netherlands. And the Netherlands have all denied Binance an operating license as well. Despite the setback, Binance has continued to seek regulatory approval around the world. All right, now, adding Salvador approval, the company has obtained licenses in 18 markets, including France, Italy, Spain, Sweden, and Dubai. Congratulations. Keep on tracking, all right? Keep on tracking, Binance. You're doing a good job. All right, last news of the day. This one is Central Bank of Brazil reveals name of its controversial Cbdc. All right, so before I continue about this Central Bank of Brazil Cbdc, I'm going to let you know my 2 Satoshis is that a Cbdc is no bueno, no good. All right, stay away from it. Buy Bitcoin, hodl Bitcoin. All right, your privacy is more important than a Cbdc. And keep in mind, a Cbdc is very invasive to your privacy. And when that happens, there's a lot of data being collected on an individual. You, me, your granny, your sister, your brother, your uncle, your neighbor, your friend, your coworker. You know, anybody that uses these CBDCs and start creating transactions on the network, these transactions are collected and then I guess regurgitated into an AI algorithm that will determine what your likes and dislikes are, what your purchases are, where you regularly go, and what you purchase. You know, how often you go to fuel up your vehicle, how many times you purchase your medication, and what, I guess, let's see, what your favorite movie is. If you decide to go to the movies, you know, things that influence you, the algorithm will be able to determine your overall characteristics. And with that, that is a very, very dangerous tool for governments to have, because ultimately they can manipulate individuals, society in general, when they have all this power and all this information on us, right? And that's what I fear most. You know, everyone's like a CBDC or UBI. It's free. It's great, but they're overlooking the idea or the dark truth that's going on behind the curtain. You know, is that as more and more of this data gets collected, the more they ultimately get to determine what you're going to do, because they can make predictions. The AI that they'll use will be able to make future predictions and determine what you're going to purchase. They'll know what you're going to buy, when you're going to buy, how much cash or CBDC, you know, how much you're going to use, withdraw, trade, your habits, and they can use it. Can be an information war in the future. All these countries, there's going to be an information war without a doubt. So protect your privacy is basically what I'm trying to say. Use privacy coins. If you're going to on-ramp fiat to crypto, withdraw your crypto off of there, and if you can, use a mixer. Okay, I'll probably get in trouble for saying this, but I believe having a tool like a mixer. I'm not saying if to go cause, you know, be a criminal or use it for criminal activity. I'm saying protect your privacy, so you don't want the government to be tracking your transactions. So what you want to do is cut ties with your identity to those coins and just, be free from that, because ultimately all that data that's being collected by the government will be used against you, and you don't want that. I don't want that. That's why I'm telling you. You gotta figure this out. You gotta understand that your information is very powerful, and that's why when people go out there and they're scanning their iris, their eyeballs, their thumbprints, their hand, their palm, it's insane that people are doing this. I don't know why people think it's acceptable to do the WorldCoin thing. No, the orb should not be a reality. All right, sorry, I went on a huge rant. Let me continue on. Where are we at? Let's circle back. Central Bank of Digital Brazil reveals name of its controversial CBDC. All right, DREX will be the official name of the Brazil's new central bank digital currency, also known as the digital real, according to Monday announcement from the Central Bank of Brazil. The name was revealed during a live broadcast of the bank's YouTube channel hosted by Fabio Arujo, coordinator of the digital real, and Aristides Cavalcante, deputy head of the central bank's technology and information department. DREX combines several elements of innovation: the D for digital, R for real, E for electronic, and X for transaction. Taking a step further in the family of Pix that was created and was a success, Arujo said. Pix is a Brazilian platform that offers instant free electronic funds transfers using QR codes and easy to remember IDs like phone numbers and email addresses instead of account numbers. The central bank also released the new visual branding for DREX today. Alluding to the transaction, the two arrows that lean into the D relate to the evolution of the real to the digital environment, reinforcing the attribute of agility, and the use of colors in a transition from blue to light green conveys the message of transaction completed, the entity explained. The digital real project will rely on authorized entities to mint the CBDC, which will be recorded with a distributed ledger technology similar to blockchain. From there, DREX will begin to support operations such as buying and selling public treasury bonds, transactions that will take place quickly on the surface and be supported by Web3 infrastructure for burning, creating, and registering tokens. Citizens will thus be able to use the tokenized real, which will be a representation of the digital real, which will be handled only by authorized financial institutions. The project coordinator explained that the DREX will have a practical impact on the lives of everyday Brazilians, especially in increasing the financial services that can be offered to the population. With the digital real, people can make a loan more easily or have more accessible investment options or easier insurance, Arujo explained. That is, we want to bring these financial products into people's hands and increase banking in Brazil. Practical applications of DREX. Porta do Bitcoin detailed 3 use cases that the central bank is testing in the digital real pilot, which will conclude next March. The president of Caixa Econômica Federal, Brazil's largest public bank, Maria Rita Serrano, said that the government's benefits such as Bolsa Familia could be paid in the future through digital real. It's conceivable to pay social and labor benefits with tokenized currency in the future, said Serrano. According to her, the bank intends to leverage the digital real to advance financial digitalization and social inclusion. Caixa is in 99% of Brazil's municipalities and has 155 million customers. It's a great breeding grounds for test solutions, added the president. Earlier in the month, Senator Carlos Portinho said that the digital real could also open doors for municipalities and other state entities to maintain cryptocurrency wallets, something not currently provided for by law. The digital real will be a reality and will underpin the cryptocurrency market. It will allow municipalities, states, and public powers to have their digital wallets, which will gain scale and attract investors, the senator said. Oh man, was that okay? In the politician's view, blockchain technology itself will change transparency and oversight of public power. It will allow us to track the real destination of money, he explained. For example, if an amendment that we allocate for the construction of the hospital was effectively used for that or was lost within a health fund. Brazil's central bank could freeze accounts and charge balances. In early July, the central bank published the digital real pilot project on its GitHub profile. This allowed the public to audit. First of all, hold on, I got to stop right there. That is actually cool. That is freaking cool. The central bank of Brazil has a GitHub? What? I need to go check this out. Okay? That's awesome. That is freaking awesome. All right, back to it. In early July, the central bank published the digital real pilot project on its GitHub profile. This allows the public to audit of the system code, and developers discover the existence of a series of problematic functions within the smart contract. According to the code, one of the capabilities that the central bank has is the ability to freeze user accounts, decrease target balances, confiscate, and mint new units of the digital currency. According to Brazilian legislation, the judiciary, in the proper conduct of the judicial proceedings, has the prerogative to freeze or seize amounts held in the SFN, the National Financial System. The bank told Porto do Bitcoin after being questioned about the entity's capabilities. These functionalities, therefore, currently exist in the SFN and must be reproduced on the digital real platform to ensure its compatibility with current legislations. Editor's note: this article was translated from Portuguese with permission from the Porto do Bitcoin. All right. Cryptonauts, that was our awesome news. There was a lot of news. I think these were the top 5 that I think were pretty cool to read. Yeah, check it out, man. Check it out. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm a bit exhausted today, to be honest, but I'm never like tired with the crypto space. It's always evolving. It's always growing. That's the beauty of this. I've been in it for so long, and like every single day, it's just I wake up like, wow, there's this, there's that. It keeps growing. There's more stuff going on. But the Cbdc thing, hey, never forget, man. Never forget what I said. Stack sats and hodl. That's where I'm at with that. Okay. Actually, let's end this episode with that said, Cryptonauts. Until next time, stack sats and hodl. Adios.